Man, this next break, I might have to be getting dinner. Oh, it smells so
You
good.
haven't eaten yet. Oh
No, you
no.
know what? No, I'm surviving off of water. It's okay. I'm
Oh no.
surviving.
You know,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
so
But
I
I have, you know what? I have to ask you, Hans,
Yep, go ahead.
what is your favorite dish to eat? Like,
Uh
especially being that, like, French Canadian and all. I have
so
to ask, real
I would
quick.
have to, oh, wrong button. This is my this is the streaming scene whenever I'm just playing the game. Yeah, obviously the game is starting, so the timing here is not the best, but I'd have to say for its a practical aspect, pizza is amazing. You just take a frozen pizza, toss it in the oven, don't think about it, get back on it 15 minutes later, and you got a full meal with like minimal effort required.
Hell
How
yeah.
can I say no to that, right?
Hell yeah. You know what? I agree 100% with you, but I feel something Italian or something comfort foody, especially from Southern comfort food, so good. Anyways, let's get into the game. Yeah, I can't keep drooling over here, but so first two bans are going to be Maverick and Capital. That really comes to no surprise, at least to me, considering that Maverick is pretty big on taking out any counter to hard breaching efforts, so you want to take him out when you're on the defense, as well as Capital. He's pretty big on utility. He's been called the PUBG character of this game. He's got smokes, he's got those bolts that can create fire. So, and of course, he can't be countered by Jaeger, which is, I mean, that'd be pretty hard pressed for the defenders to put themselves in a position like that. However, the last two bans are going to be Mira and Echo. Again, no surprise there. Pretty logical to think of Mira and Echo, seeing as Mira can really switch up any situation with her black mirrors, given that she strategizes with them correctly, as well as Echo. He's a big plant denial operator, and I think me and you as casters, we've seen way too many situations where Echo is just the bane of the last 10 seconds of that round.
Oh yeah, we have, and it goes to show why Echo has to be banned. Maybe almost as a crutch ban. When you feel
Right.
that you're obligated to ban him, it doesn't leave you with the, say, possibility of banning something more outside of the box, and as such, it kind of waters down the depth of strategy or of possibilities by just forcing an option on you, which I personally find somewhat unfortunate. And Ubisoft are always working on rebalancing certain operators, so we'll see what comes of that. But I'm really going ahead of myself here. Let's jump into this first match. Defense is gonna go kitchen, which is gonna go on the first floor. It's not unheard of, but I would say rule of thumb, most teams prefer going bar first. So, in that circumstance, we could say that POGCHAMPs are trying something more or less outside of the ordinary.
On top of that, speaking of out of the ordinary, we're going to be seeing a Pulse and a Vigil being pulled out by this team. It's more of a roaming strategy. You can definitely say that they are choosing to apply. Pulse especially coming in with, vertical opportunities where you could see up the floors. You could see, I believe, up to 9 meters in front of him, which is, I mean, huge if you
Oh, yeah.
want to spot out those attackers, right? Get the jump on them and kind of know their movements before they even make them. And it's, well, overall, I'd say that Pulse is a really good operator to utilize, especially on Kafe with the 3-floor setup.
So we could say that both teams do have some intel-based operators. Jackal, obviously, and on the other hand, there's going to be first blood here coming from POGCHAMP with a POGCHAMP with a nice defense so far, but he's going to be refragged immediately. That is going to be Jarvis tag. Now, this time I'm not going to be making the same mistake again. His nickname is, his gamer tag is Jarvis. Yeah, so he's been spotted by Jackal. He will have to fall back rather than forcing himself into a possibly difficult firefight, which will leave the top floor open to Senshi, who will make good use of that free real estate, basically.
Right, and it's interesting that Vigil actually took the opportunity to face check on the hatch and get himself killed, rather than, play it out a little bit more passively and waste the time of the attackers, especially on a 3-prong map. as this. Yeah, you don't normally see that happening, but of course, with the sledge going down, you could definitely say it's an impact frag for the Vigil to make. And now, with the Jaeger sitting in the VIP area, it's going to be the question of, will the attack be able to spot him out before it's too late?
Well, they're definitely working hard on it. Jackal here is going to push in, but no, he will be bested. And first kill here for Chala. I was going to say second, but no. He has taken lots of damage and will be refragged pretty quickly. The tip of his foot was protruding out, I believe, which made it pretty much a free kill. And now the pressure is going to be coming on the objective itself. Jarvis is still roaming, but pretty passively. He's not actively disrupting the attacker's plan. And as such, Murdy will succeed in opening up the reinforced wall, even though the Electroclaws are here. They just so happen to come in a bit too late. So let's see how well or how badly the objective itself is going to be defended. That's going to be first kill for Ghost, who will be refragged pretty much immediately as well. 2v2 situation, now a 2v1. Everything is going to come down to Thermite, and he will not be able to succeed. That's going to be POGCHAMP winning the first round.
Wow, it was the defense who was ready for the attacks to execute. More specifically, Trippin coming in with the double kill by the end there. That SMG-11 and the M59 is just so deadly. What an insane gun to be using, especially at that range, you know? You don't expect it to get the kill, but it comes out in the end. Just the inconsistency, sometimes the highlight of that gun can be wild, but regardless, did love to see that kill cam, and the round ended for POGCHAMPs as well as Senshi. Now, I believe that's Senshi picking up the round if I'm correct, or was it POGCHAMPs?
No, it was POGCHAMPs. POGCHAMPs are defending.
Ah, okay. Just gotta make sure. There we go. Alright, just had to write that down. Now, second site is going to be reading room, is it?
Yes, it is going to be reading room.
Wow, interesting pick. It seems like at this point, Senshi is... They seem to have an easy pick, really, at these sites. POGCHAMPs is not taking the opportunity to go upstairs whatsoever. Not quite sure why they're not choosing to. I guess you could put it down to a multitude of different reasons, right? But it comes down to their choice, and their choice it is reading.
Indeed.
What are your thoughts about this? Let's get a conversation.
Reading is quite interesting because it is somewhat open to a rush since there's an outside door so close by. I cannot go any further down. Apparently, I'm out of the map. But yeah, so you are somewhat open to a rush coming off of that balcony. I've seen it work in the past, but you know, that's more kind of a casual or maybe even ranked strat. It rarely works in comp, but still the point remains. You're really close to an outside door. And that's something you don't like to see too much, which is why you do have those Valkyrie cameras that have been tossed outside. You will have some advanced warning system, and on top of that, it's not exactly the best thing to do. As we can see, Chala getting a kill off of the mezzanine. It just goes to show that it's not an easy push to make, but yet it is possible.
True, and yet again, yeah, the sledge is going to be going down, falling prey. POGCHAMP, so unfortunate. He has not gotten a chance to spawn in yet. He's going 0-2. So sad, but Nitro Cell is going to be thrown out. Unfortunately, does not hit on the Zofia. And with that, she's still allowed to sit on the rappel. And I feel like as time goes on, she's going to be able to collect on that while the execute gets mounted up. The defense is going to have to watch for her rappel and the consequences for that. However, she's going to get off as it turns to a 3v5 situation. It's looking pretty bleak at this point for Senshi. They're going to have to make an execute very soon.
There is Jaeger right on the right side. He's probably in the closet. Yeah, he's in the closet, not really exposed. To the left, there's the OBJ itself. Cobra running after the closet, but he's no longer there, just chasing Ghost. He will make it into the objective. Diffuser is lost, however. Will he get a kill? He does get a first kill. The second target is going to be right there in the other objective dining. And as such, Cobra is now in reading room, but with no chance to plant, and even if he had the diffuser, it would be a suicide mission. On his left, there's somebody, but he did not pick up on it. That is gonna be Jarvis getting the final kill on that second round. Another round one for POGCHAMP.
Alright, gotta turn down my parsec there. Just...
It is loud,
That
isn't
was,
it?
yeah, very loud. Oh my gosh. Wow, 2-0 scoreline for POGCHAMPs. They're giving us a real showing here. And it's funny to, you know, to see that Sophia, I really was rooting for her. She was on the comeback. You know what? I
It would
had
have
all
been
the faith, I had all the hope in the world that she was going to be on the comeback.
It would have been magnificent. Unfortunately, hey, it didn't happen. Better luck next time is all there is to say. But yeah, like talking about this round, where do you feel it went south? Like, where or when did Senshi just end up making a mistake that they were not able to come back of?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
I wouldn't say it was exactly one single mistake that defined that round. It was more so a buildup of time and pressure and overall frags that led to the fall of Senshi, because see what happened was, you know, the first two operators down on the attack were huge for roam clear, for, you know, making big plays in the round. And normally when a team gets the first frag in the round, you know it's already over for the other team. It's been a big pro league trend. It's because it's so hard for you to mount up and execute without one of your vital operators, and of course you only get 5 operators,
yeah,
and 5 gadgets, 5 tools, 5 guns, you know, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and again, much harder to make it into a 4v5, which, I mean, of course, ranked will rank negligible. we'll take that
yeah,
out for a
of
second.
course.
Mostly competitive play, it just makes it the tables turn entirely, and more so even on a 3v5, which is what it was. So having to make an execute with a 3v5. And, I mean, yeah, they got a few frags, but in the end, again, just was not enough to do anything for Senshi.
Yeah, there was not too much, say, strategy in play rather than just raw fragging power, which, well, Senshi just ended up lacking. It was a 1v4 after all. It was really one-sided firefights-wise in that previous round, and there's going to be Chala tagged or identified by the drones, but is that going to translate in any active push or in any active, say, danger to his person? Does not appear to be the way, or does not appear to be the case, as IQ will be stuck at the hatch. The pressure is just too hard for her to just jump down. Right now, however, whoever it was, Drip, sorry, getting back in here, getting another or first kill. He will try for a second, inflicting great damage. He will get another kill, but will be refragged immediately. That's going to be Jackal, who jumped down. He has also tagged Chala, will get another kill. That's going to be brought back to a 3v3. This round so far is pretty even, so we like to see that. How will it go from there? The defenders, POGCHAMP, still have a presence top floor. That is going to be Ghoster, Elysian, who drops on the hatch just as I say this. So top floor is now entirely in the control of Senshi.
Yeah, I keep watching that red stairs down the hatch. I'm just going to be picking up those gadgets, yeah, that you know and love to get. Jackal seems to be on more so of the roam clear. However, he is going to spot the Legion. Ghost now sitting in reading. Of course, all defenders are by, if not inside of the objective, which is good. By the last minute of the round, it seems they're playing a little bit more passive as the attackers have control of top floor. And of course, with a little bit more vertical pressure coming onto the defenders, it's not looking too good for them yet. Jarvis getting a little bit more pressure for his person, and with that, it's going to come an engagement, but a 2v1, and it's not going to be enough for Jarvis to hold off Cobra, finding the shot on the unfortunate, unfaithful Valkyrie. Now, Ghost and Trippin are the last 2 operators left in this round against 3 players on Senshi for the first round. It actually seems that Senshi could have the win, but as I say that 2v2 situation, Ghost finally picking up a kill for himself on Yoji. And with Cobra having the possession of the diffuser, it seems Cobra's going to get taken down along with Kardama. With
what a
3K
double
from
kill.
Ghost. Yeah, it was a
3K
double kill. They
indeed.
just lined up. Amazing.
I really expected Zofia to try for the plant, because at this point, basically, it came down to Jackal's capability or ability of covering for her. But she didn't even try, just ended up dying in an unfortunate firefight. This was, I feel like it was not the best tactical decision to make, but that's what we ended up having, and POGCHAMP are now trailing ahead 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Really interesting scoreline, but I'll let you take the... for a second. I know you had something to say.
All right, no worries. So that scoreline is starting to, well, pretty much dig a difference between the two teams, and the more points Senshi end up trailing behind, the harder any and all comeback or any and all attempt to a comeback is going to be. If they want to have a real shot at winning the map, they will have to start winning their points pretty quickly. We are still away from that hypothetical situation, but there's this point which Jenna and I like to call the point of no return. It is quite early to talk about it, but we might get there really soon if the tables don't turn quickly.
You know, I have been using that phrase in ESA. I have. And nobody knows what I'm talking about at all, and nobody knows how to explain it. Exactly, we coined that term. We coined that term, and we're taking, you know what, we are taking the entire, we're taking the credit for it. I don't care. That's our term.
If we deserve it, why not? So Jarvis just ran out real quick. I was writing my notebook, so I just heard like he's outside, and then he just came back in, presumably without.
Yeah, it was. He just looked out. It wasn't really anything big.
Okay.
He probably was planning on doing something, sort of
No
like
attacker spawn there,
yeah, a run out. I'm not sure. With the UMP, you can't really pull that off. So yeah, especially going up against a buck with that C8 ACOG. Yeah, you got no chance. You got no chance. But
yeah, don't even try it, boy.
Yeah, don't even try it. No, it's funny though, because the Nitro Cell is going to be put into place, unfortunately not picking up any damage on any of those 5 operators. However, Yoji spotting out the Pulse. See, that is the one thing, the one pitfall of Pulse. He can be spotted out by that IQ, and especially with IQ becoming an increasingly popular pick in PL, it just seems like Pulse a lot of the times can get very easily countered, especially if he's just on his lonesome doing a roam.
Yeah, I feel like Pulse's usefulness is slowly, and I do mean slowly, degrading over time. Like, he used to be a roamer. Nowadays, if you look at Bank, for example, in the Gold Vault, he'll basically just be Intel operator till the very last moment, which in and of itself, you know, does not imply that he's super strong or super good. Like, he's more valuable just feeding intel rather than actively trying to get kills. It might just be my hot take on it, but you know, he's no longer the active, like, dominant roamer that he once was. As I say this though, he gets a kill. Cobra has jumped down. He might maybe try to flank Jarvis, but Jarvis, obviously being Pulse, knows about that. And there's also going to be Murdy, who will try to put some pressure on him. Murdy is not in a position to rush, unlike Cobra, who will be playing it safe, and by doing so, I thought he got the kill here.
I did too. That's insane. It's going to be an engagement between Shala, oh my gosh, Shala and Sly, but he is victorious, and with that, Cobra taking the shot on Shala now. Flurry of kills, 2v3 situation. Cobra has extremely low health along with his friend here, Murdy, who's going to be coming in as well. But just as I say this, Murdy gets killed by Drip, and Chala gets finally taken down by Drip as well. Now, Drip, he was on fire that entire round. Insane.
Oh yeah, he was. And let's also talk about operator selections or team composition. I do see the orange team here, POGCHAMPs, are defenders, successful defenders, playing heavily on the intel-based operators. So pretty much every round we do see Mozzie, Valkyrie, Pulse, and or a combination of those 3 operators, and as such, it is really, really hard for Senshi to just surprise POGCHAMP. They never, it feels to me at least, like they barely ever get the upper hand. And really, I don't see Senshi doing too much in the way of counter intel or intel denial. Should it be, I don't know, Thatcher? Has he been, Thatcher has not been banned, so, you know, you might want to be able to disable that Pulse's fuck. Cardiac sensor, or with IQ, you can destroy those cameras, but still, all in all, there's so much intel gadget in the way of POGCHAMP's team that it's pretty much difficult for Senshi to want anything that will surprise or that will succeed. As we've seen, it's now 0-4.
Yeah, and again, really interesting that Bar has not been chosen at all. Not one time. I'm not sure if POGCHAMP just doesn't like going Bar, or if, you know, they've had a bad trip with Bar, if something, you know, something's wrong with it, it's just not a personal preference, that sort of thing. But they've been doing, I mean, very well on other sites that they've chosen. So, of course, you know, if it works, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Of course, but again, I do have to put that into question because it's still a really viable site.
We are just speculating, obviously, because we cannot know for sure what the reasoning behind this is. But if I had to, like, put my guess out there, I'd say Bar is basically, like, the favorite bomb site of this map, and as such, it's the most known. So you might, by extension, think Senshi, they have probably practiced attacking Bar the most, and as such, like, denying their most comfortable attacking zone would be the best thing to do. And this seems to be an aggressive plays. We've already established control of red stairs. Blue stairs. What the hell? Without even 45 seconds play on the round, that's really good. Yeah, bank hello. There is still some presence top floor. It is going to be Drip.
Yeah,
right
interesting. Drip staying in a bar. It seems like he hasn't been spotted out quite yet by the attackers. He could take advantage of this situation, maybe capitalize on a kill or two. Nope. However, he is going to get spotted out by that Jackal tracking and, well, make the rotation down. That rotation actually was really smart, especially, you know, considering that that Jackal was right on his heels, and he didn't really have a great position on the rest of the attackers, but now he's downstairs, and the control of top floor is theirs, or so they thought, with Drip coming right back at them, and he's getting a 3K for himself, a 4K if I do say so myself, and Defenders winning out round 5 with Ghost, finding the final shot on Yoji.
I wanted to see the ace. I wanted the ace so bad.
I did too. You know what? I did too. That was amazing. I didn't even realize it was happening until...
until it was too late.
Yeah, exactly. Until it's too late. That's so unfortunate. But Drip, amazing kills. Able to come back just like that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you roam clear and why you keep pressuring top floor. Or else... I guess Drip is just gonna come right back for you. Or you at least have to secure both stairways. We'll say that.
Yeah, if you don't, because you can. There's
Before you
still
start
the
excavating.
There's still the possibility of, you know, having this one stealthy, sneaky roamer on the top floor. But if you secure both top stairs, well, at least you know nobody else is gonna be coming up and jutting into the fun, you know. And by the way, we have not seen such, say, rotation denial operators such as Gridlock or Nomad so far. So Senshi maybe are missing, say, a type of gadget entirely or a playstyle entirely, because POGCHAMP's roam is really successful. Like, how often have Senshi actually attacked the objective itself? It has not happened too regularly. So if you're not even getting to a point where you can attempt to plant the diffuser, you're not really likely to win out the rounds. Speaking of which, let's just rewind a bit, talk about something that we have briefly glanced upon. Point of no return. Now would be a good time maybe to actually explain what we mean by that, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what? I'll voluntarily take the explanation on that one, Hans. But of course, point of no return, what that means is, you know, when a team takes enough pitfalls, gets enough rounds down for them, kind of in a match point situation, it becomes a backs against the wall where you can't really make too many mistakes or else you basically lose the game. And with, you know, the combined efforts of, let's say, you know, going back and forth and having the snowball effect of your entire team working with you and playing off a team chemistry, you know, doing whatever you need to do in order to win the rounds, it becomes much harder for the other team to win, especially in such a match point situation. So, of course, when you do have your backs up against the wall, pressure is going to be high, and it's going to be even harder for you really to come back. Slippery slope at that.
So there we go. Thank you for this nice explanation. As Ash is destroying the ADS, that was bad timing on her part. Drip here getting the first blood. Will he get a second? That's the question. He is definitely going to try for it. Gets the triple. However, he's not able. Will he get the ace? Oh, no.
Oh, no. It was too much, but Trippin gets the Nitro Cell kill. Oh, my. That was beautiful. You can't deny that was beautiful.
No. We
That
can't see
was
anything.
beautiful.
We saw nothing on the kill cam. Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, so Senshi are now officially backs against the wall. If they don't win 6 rounds in a row, that is going to be
6
a point.
rounds in a row. That is so unfortunate. Can't we see the scoreboard, Hans?
Yeah, I've shown it really quickly just before the action started last round. I'll show it again this round as, yeah, it seems to me as if we're not going to get too many chances to do this if it's not right now. So looking at the kills, Drip
Oh my
heavily
god.
leading his team. At this point,
Okay,
I'd say...
it's fair. It's fair. It's fair because he has been on his game today. And, you know, they have been winning out their rounds. They have had some star players within specific, you know, rounds. But other than that, yeah, Drip, he shines. He shines. Kafe
So
is his map.
Here's my hot take on this. If, and I do mean if, Senshi are able to get the kill on Drip, everything else seems to be roughly balanced, right? So if I was Senshi right now, I would just try to go on the manhunt. Get Drip out of the picture, and now you have an even fight, you know? Stack the odds. 5v1, isolate him, do whatever you need. Because that man is just, yeah, like you said, on a rampage. He's unstoppable.
5 seconds left.
Yardy. Yardy, go.
Attackers must locate and
Yardy, absolutely
Oh
go.
yeah, the chat's going nuts on the last round. Wait till you see the next one.
Yardy, best Jaeger, Yardy racist. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, well, you know what? Wait, let's not pay attention to the chat really quick. Now, I want to talk about Sly because I feel so bad for this man. He did not get to spawn in the first 3 rounds. And on top of that, I'm
No,
not
he
even sure.
didn't.
If we could take a look at the scoreboard, I'm not even sure if
Yes,
that man
yeah.
has a kill.
He has one.
No, he has one. He has one. So does Murdy. Murdy has one too. I just feel so bad. This team is going up against an absolute power. I would not be surprised if POGCHAMPs went on their entire like revenge tour, going on and winning CL itself. These guys are such a good team. They have so much talent within their ranks, and on top of that, I mean, the team chemistry, it's there. They play off of each
Oh, it
other
is.
so well. They're able to read, you know, analyze the situation, play off of it amazingly. And even playing as individual players, they're just so good alone. But you know what? I won't praise the team anymore. Let's take a look at the other team. Now, Senshi. Oh, what they're doing as defense here.
Yeah, so right now it does not seem as if we're playing too heavily on the roaming part, so obviously Vigil is not going to be sitting on OBJ, but if I just wrote it real quick, you do see that most of the defenders are either on site or proxy defense, so holding angles close to the objective itself. And as such, the anti-roaming effort or the counter-roam effort on POGCHAMP's part is not going to be like too major. For example, Shala, Jarvis is likely to be facing off against Cobra pretty shortly here, but you know, that's just going to be the one roamer you have to clear before you can turn all of your attention towards the objective. And as such, it does seem to me as if Senshi are doing really just a minimal effort to disrupt POGCHAMP's attack. And as such, I'd say POGCHAMP's attack has a maximum chance of succeeding in the technical side of things. You know, if Thermite wants to open up a reinforced wall, nobody's going to like flank him out and kill him while he's planting the Texan Dynamite, you know? And that is going to be the push coming on the objective itself. Trippin is slowly coming in, gets the first kill. He is now pretty much on an open OBJ. Both defenders are actually not on site. Diffuser's being planted. Good kill from Murdy, but that's not over.
attackers are actively responding.
It's not over until it's over. That's what these guys show us here. Ghost picking up a kill on Murdy, but POGCHAMPs finally winning out their 7th round. And that's going to be the kill on, I think it was Sly, if I'm correct.
It was.
It was Sly, but that is their 7th final round to give them a flawless victory over Senshi. Just a crushing defeat for them. An amazing display of talent on the side of POGCHAMPs.
Amazing display of talent is just as good as I could have said it. Like, POGCHAMPs, they've not made any easy or obvious mistake which I could point towards, and that's exactly how you get the 7-0 scoreline that we just saw. So this is gonna be it for our first game of the night.
This is so funny if you look at the chat. This is effing NACL quals. They're too good for that game. No, was this a comp game? 14-0 incoming. So unfortunate for Senshi. Just a crushing defeat. Now,
So, let me just
mindset.
make sure. Yes, go ahead.
You can go ahead and look at Villa, but mindset going into this. I mean, you have to take a hit to, your team, your personal confidence, and the overall motivation at that point. It's so unfortunate. This just seems like a snowball effect taken way out of hand. I mean, I feel like Senshi could have definitely taken advantage of a lot of the rounds that they played in. They had, I think it was a 3v3 one of the rounds. They could have definitely made at least an effort to finish out the game, to capture one round. It's so sad when you see a 7-0 defeat, and even sadder for them to have to play a back-to-back game, this time on Villa, which I'm not sure whose pick this map was, but
Let me just make sure.
Yeah, we'll
this
take a look.
was POGCHAMP's pick.
this was POGCHAMP's. Oh no.
Yeah, so this is POGCHAMP's map.
This